Right, so I thought I'd split the AQA calculator paper into 2 videos because the first video seemed quite long. So I'm continuing now with page 8, which is question 9C, and we've got a pie chart. Okay, so you need a protractor for this one. I've got some in my staff room, in my classroom, but that's no help. If you go to somewhere like Poundland or B&M, you might find one quite cheap. In the test, we can borrow the ones from exams, but maybe having your own is better. Okay, so I measured this with my pie chart. So, okay, it says the income from food comes from starters, mains and desserts. The pie chart represents the income from food during this special offer. In total, Roy wants 1/3 of the income from food to come from starters and desserts. Has this happened during the special offer? You must show you're working out. Okay, so you need to measure this angle. I measured it and it was 115 degrees. There's no point measuring them separately. It's just easy doing as one. So 115 degrees. What proportion is that? Well, if you think about the whole, how much is there in total? Do you remember? Well, I think I had a lesson where it says, well, if you think about this is 90 degrees, so 290 degrees is a flat line. So a flat line is 180. 180 plus 180 is 360. Okay, so there's 360 degrees from here all the way around to here. Okay, and if you've got a protractor looks like this kind of shape, and it has 180 degrees. Okay, so we got 115 out of 360. Stick that into the calculator, and it says the answer is 0.3194. I wrote down. So that's a decimal answer. If we convert that into percentage, we've got 32%. He wanted a third. A third as a decimal is 0.3333 reoccurring. If you want it as a percentage, we don't need it as a percentage. I just thought of it as percentage when I started writing this one. So we need 33 1/3. So is 32% the same as 33 1/3? Okay. Now it's important to think maths people are very specific, because I think, well, 32%, 33 1/3 sounds pretty much the same to me. The answer here is no. Okay, so no, they aren't the same. They're nearly, but not quite. So maths people just think we're very fussy. You know I'm fussy. Okay, so the answer is no. I wrote on mine, no, that they're similar but not quite the same. Here I'm looking at the answer sheet. I'm not sure. Oh, I think what they're doing here is they're measuring the 72 and the 42. They're measuring them individually. I've got that answer there. A third of that is 120. We didn't do, I haven't bothered with that bit. But we have done, what did we do? I've got this number. That's interesting, they've got 31. Let me just check that. 1152360. Yeah, that's, well, I suppose they're saying it's in between 112 and 116. I've got it as 115, and guess what my protractor's at? Works, so I can't check it. Okay, we've got, I think we've got enough there. They're saying here an answer between the square brackets. It's saying in between that one and that one and that one, and we've got that one, so we're happy with that. Okay, so I've got enough marks for that one. Okay. Right, okay, question 90. In the next week, total income from the rest of the table shows the cost of food a week. We've got the wages of the chef, we've got the wages of the waiters, and we've got other costs. You can see there how the chef is. Okay. Let's get a calculator out and times those two numbers together. 110 times 9.35 I got as 1,963.50. Remember, money, 2 decimal places all the time, please. 170 hours at nearly £8 an hour is going to be 4,503.00. Oh, I've lost my point. Okay, and then add the other costs, so that's the cost of food. Do these look sensible? Yeah, because if we just estimate here, I'm going to go for £10. £10 times 200 is less than 2,000. £8 times by that, well, I'd expect that to be more, so that's okay. Add those numbers together, and this one, I'll write it again. I apologise, I started that 3 in the wrong place. I haven't got number. For my writing here, I'm using a mouse. So I've got 10,160.50. So profit, I suppose I need to explain profit. Profit is the money in, take away the money out. Okay. So we're talking profit is the money that you get, take away all the overheads. So I wrote income here. I could just write in, actually. In, take away out. So in, we've got this number here, 14,800 minus 10,166.5. Now, even though I'm going to do this sum on a calculator, I'd still write it like that because I can logically see if the answer my calculator tells me is right. I'm going to try a green pen. Oh, that went a bit wrong. I don't normally write in green. So I've got my answer as 4633.5. That's what my calculator said. Oh, I put a dot there. Didn't mean a dot. I'll sneakily make it into a comma. So I wrote it like that. Got my calculator to tell me the answer, and then just looking at these numbers, yeah, it looks like it's right. It looks like I haven't made a typing error on there. 4,000 profit for 1 week. That's okay, I suppose. So profit is money coming in, take away money going out. Now let's have a look at the answers here. So I've got this answer, which is good. Got that answer. Okay, I've got that answer. That one, take away there, one is that answer. I got that one. Oh, they got that one or that one, and then you get a mark for that one. I think it needs a pound sign. Oh, they offered you the pound sign there, so that's good. Okay. What they're saying here, their number. So what they're saying is if you got one of these numbers wrong, if I got this one wrong, say if I had it as an 8 instead, then that would make this wrong here. It'd be an 8 instead. But then I'd lose 1 mark for this one, but I've got that one correct. I've added the numbers up correctly, and then got this one, so I could get 3 out of the 5 marks. This one, if I haven't got the total answer, you don't get it. So if I made 1 number error there, I'd get 3 out of the 5 marks. Okay. Holiday to Spain. So number 10, question 10. Joe and Steve are planning a holiday to Spain during October. Joe and Steve look at the information on 2 towns they might go to. The table shows the number of hours of sunlight in October for 5 years. Joe says we want to go to the town with the highest average number of hours of sunlight. Use the information to say which one. So average, I'm thinking mean, which is add them up and divide by how many. So these numbers added together. You've seen me do it in the lesson. I just write the answers here so that I know exactly where I'm writing. Okay, so that number divided by the 5 years in that space is 205. Okay, and then these 5 numbers added together, 7 divided by 5, so this is obviously going to be less, equals 201.4. I suppose I should use units, shows hours, so I could write hours on there, total hours in a month. Okay, use the information. The table give one reason why they might choose town A. So town A, figure average. So this last bit is you've got to compare them. It's bigger. So, okay, let's leave the marking scheme. So it says I get 1 mark for that and divide by 5. Okay, so 1 mark for knowing what average means, 1 mark for one of those, and then this last mark I've got to have that number, and something saying that I know which is the bigger, which is the better one. I suppose, say, if it was rainfall, you'd obviously want the smallest one, so it's interpreting the answers. Okay. Okay, question 10b. Table shows the prices of flights each Saturday, Friday and Saturday. During October, Joe and Steve decide to fly to Spain on Friday, come back the next Friday. So I'm going to cross these out first because the Saturday ones aren't interesting to us. Now, if we fly on the 4th, we would return on the 11th. So if we go on the 11th, we'd return on the 18th, that one. So we can't work a price out for that one. Okay. So price 82 plus 76. So this one, 158. This one's 154, and this one is obviously nearly 200, 201. And I guess if they went on the 25th, they'd be coming back in November, which they don't want. Okay, what do they want? So coming back the next Friday, which is the cheapest possible flight for the 2 flights. Give each date and flight. Okay, so obviously I'm looking this one. So give the date of each flight. Flight 11th October. I don't like that they've said October the 11th instead of the 11th of October. Friday the 11th of October is 72. Returning on Friday the 18th of October is 82. equals 154. Okay, I'm happy with that. I think I've done that right. Go to market. I've got the 11th and I've got the 18th, but I haven't got this amount. Okay, so obviously what I did when I first did this one was I worked out the price for one person and I forgot to double it to make it 2 people. I've got off the answer machine there, but yeah, so I should have times it by 2 or added again 308. Oh, pound sign went wrong there, 308. So what I only got the 3 out of the 4 marks. Okay. You pay £17.99 for luggage weighing up to 15 kilos. You pay an extra amount for each additional kilo of luggage. Joe's luggage weighs 19 kilos. Okay, so it's 4 more. What could we pay? So she's got 4k extra, 4 kg extra. She pays £23.99. It's so much easier if you rounded these up, but let's go. Steve's luggage weighs 22k. How much will he pay? So I'm seeing 23.99. Take away the 17.99 equals £6 for 4 kg. Let's just check. 24 minus 18. Yes, I can see that that's 6. Okay, it's just this 99. Always check your work. It didn't take me long. Right. So if I pay £6 for 4 kilos, my question is the cost per kilo. The cost per kilo. So if I write the cost, so I think it helps if you say it, the cost per kg. So the cost is £6. Per means divide. Kilo, 4 kilos. Put that in the calculator and I get £1.50. Okay. Steve luggage is 22k. So minus the 15 that he's allowed makes 7k. Oh, I'm a bit confused now. Sorry. It was this 6 and that 7 that were confusing me. £6, 7k. Right, so for 7 kilos extra, times it by the 1.5, £1.50 equals £10.50 extra to pay. If I add that to the original £17.99, I'm getting pound sign 28.49. Just double check. 18 plus 10 is 28. 28.50. Yeah, that's looking right. Let's check it. So 1 mark for knowing, working out that she was paying £6. And then it's saying the 6 divided by the 4 is a £1.50 there. And then adding on for, there's, yeah, the 7 kilos there. Okay. Right, question, page 13, question 11, trip to a concert. Ian is going to a concert. He decides to drive to the concert and back. The concert starts at 7:15. It'll take an hour and a half to drive to the concert. He wants to arrive 10 minutes before. What's the last time he should leave home? Okay. This is the way I've worked it out on my answer sheet. So he wants to get there, the concert starts at 7:15, he wants to arrive 10 minutes before. No, mins. So he wants to arrive at 7, at 5 minutes past 7, that's what I'm saying. And taking off an hour and a half is a bit tricky, so I'll take off an hour, minus 1 hour. So that's 6:05, okay. And then from 6:05, take off half an hour. I'm saying half of an hour and I'm putting 30 minutes. Now what I find helpful is to visualise a clock and think 6:05, half an hour before is 5:35. Okay, so that's the correct way. Personally, I would say, well, leave at 5:30 then. Okay, because I want an extra 5 minutes. It takes me 5 minutes to leave the house, but if I wrote that down, I would get a wrong mark. The correct time is 5:35. Here, they're saying you can put PM, but you don't have to, which is nice, because I think actually I should put PM. Just be careful. Okay, happy with that? Yeah. Okay. The tank in Ian's car can hold 11.6 gallons of petrol. The petrol gauge shows how full the tank is, so I'd write a quarter straight away as I'm thinking about this. Ian's car can travel 46 miles for each gallon of petrol. The concert is 70 miles away from home. Okay, gallon. I'm thinking you're not sure what a gallon is. A gallon is a term used for cars. A gallon is actually 8 pints, and if you, I'm holding 2 loads of 8 pints, 2 lots of milk. So 1 gallon is a 4 pinter and a 4 pinter, but we buy it in litres, but it doesn't really matter, it's just playing with the numbers that we're wanting. So we've got a quarter of this number, so 11.6 times a quarter. Again, this is how I'd write it on the page, but I'd do 11.6 divided by 4 onto my calculator, and I get the answer of 2.9 gallons. Okay, the concert is 70.3 miles from his home. He wants to get there and back. Do you see how it's highlighted? So we need times the 70 by 2. So he needs to do 140 miles, 140.6 miles. How far can he get onto? I shouldn't put a G there because it's gallons. If I put it as a G, it looks like grams. So it says he does 46 miles each gallon of petrol. So 46 miles per gallon is what his car does. That sounds quite efficient. I think mine's on about 40 or 35 miles per gallon. Again, I know that, but I can't buy a gallon of petrol without using a calculator. So what we're saying is he can go 46 miles. I'm just going to write per gallon here because that's the way we say it, 46 miles per gallon. So if you think he's, oh, I've done M, it's because I've got this silly mouse. I should say miles per gallon. So we've got 2.9 gallons. Okay, 46 times 2.9 is 133.4 miles. Is there enough petrol? No. Even if there was, even if it went to 145, I'd still say fill up. It's not worth it. Especially because at the bottom of your petrol tank, it's all the dirty petrol or diesel, whatever. Okay. So I'd fill up. Let's see what the marking scheme says. We've got 2.9. I've done that, the 2.9 times the 46, 144. We've done the 70 times 2, and we've got the answer now. So here, if you're just looking at, yeah, normally, if you've got that number and that number, no, you normally get the marks, but you've got to show that number, and you've got to say no. If you forget to answer the question, you lose a mark, or you haven't earned the mark. Okay, there's a different method. Okay, here, so they've worked out how much petrol, they've worked out how far it is, and then they're working out how many gallons, how much gallons of fuel they need to do that amount. So they're saying they need 48 or something. I don't know. Right, not bothered. Okay. Here's a price list for food and drink at the concert. Ian has a student discount card. He gets 50% discount on food and drinks. That's good. It's on both of them. Ian has £6.20. Does he have enough money to buy a hot dog, crisps, and a cola? He gets 50% discount. So I'm going to add them up first. So again, I'm writing it out as if I was going to add them up by hand and then use my calculator to add them up. Okay, £7.20. 720 times 15%. So I think I've told you in class that I always want my 15% like that. Okay, because to me it says it's 15% and it looks like a fraction, and it makes me, when I see something like that, I want to times things together. So that times that ask calculator, it says it's £1.08, and I'm going to write the word off here. £1.08. Me remind in me that that is the amount that I want to take off the original. 720 minus 1.08. £6.12. I've just worked that out with maths. I'll check it with my calculator because we will allow both. Minus 108 equals, press the fraction button. I've typed it in wrong. Quickness, I've just typed in 1.8 instead of 1.08, so that meant that I was taking 80 pence off instead of 88 pence. So that's an example of why not trusting the calculator is good. Okay, now I must remember to say yes. If I forget, I would have lost a mark. Okay, checking the marking scheme. I've added them up. I've worked out 15% discount. They've wrote it that way. Whatever, I like it that way. So I've got £1.20 and I've said yes. This method here, alternate method, is the working out 15% discount on each item individually. That takes more work. Okay, and then they've added it up. Okay, they've taken each amount off, then they've worked out the new price for each item, then they've added it up, and they got 1.2, 6.12, which is what we agreed. Now here it says, in alternate method 2, condone rounding to the nearest penny, which means it would be easy to round to the nearest penny, but it says condone. So I've just had to check what that means on the internet, and condone means it's not allowed, but we'll kind of, if you got the answer of 6.12, it's okay. It's just easy, add them all up and then divide by 15. Okay. Question 12, page 16. I'm near the end now, so this is good. Right. Personal finance, question 12. So we're on a new question now. You can use these steps to work out the amount of income tax you pay each month. Okay. Step 1, work out your monthly salary. Take away £987.50. Should have a pound sign as well. Ooh, but now I can't see the number. And then divide your number by 5. So income tax. Oh, right. Okay. So what it's basically income tax is 20%. So the first £1,000 you can earn before you get taxed, and then you're getting taxed after it. Okay. Oh, I've just seen a rubber. Ha. Oh, rubbed everything out. Okay. Chloe has a salary of 24,000 a year. So I'm thinking that's 2,000 a month. Helen has a salary of that a month. How much more income tax does Cho pay than Helen each month? Okay, so I've started with Cho. So she's on 2,000. So 2,000 a month minus the 98.7.54 equals 1,012 and 50 pence. So she's paying tax on that £1,000. So the £1,000 divided by 5. So she's going to pay 202.50 a month in tax. Okay. I'll go for a different pen. Helen. I'm going to have to write here. Helen earns 1,720 a month, so we'll take off the 9,900. Yeah. So she's paying tax on 732.50. 732.50 divide by 5. Oh, that's 5. So she's paying 146.50. Okay. Method 1, that number divided by 12 was the 2,000 minus that one. So as long as you get, there, I've done that. I've got that number divided by 5 to get that number. I've got Cho earns that one and Helen earns that one. And what I didn't do was this one. So I didn't compare because it says how much more tax does Chloe pay, Cho pay than Helen. I should have done I'm in green. I should have done 202.5 minus 146.5. Oh, I'm using my head instead of a calculator. Borrow from there, put it there. Borrow from there, put it there. 12 minus 6 is 6. That's a 9. 9 minus 4 is 5. Okay, £56 difference. Okay, question 12. We're nearly the end. David has a net income of 1,623.48. Net. I heard Richard Branson describe as net is there's gross and there's net. Net is the thing that you want. Meaning, say if you're fishing, you get a load of stuff in your net, but then you have to throw some stuff away. So the stuff in the net is the bit that you get to keep. Okay, so it's saying after the tax. From his expenses, so he has a net income of £1,623. His expenses each month are £500 for rent, £420 for food, and £340 for other expenses. Okay, I'm just wondering if I think that's fair enough. I suppose I think that's fair enough. Okay, I'm just, oh yeah, I'm in blue. So I've got 1, 2, 6, 0. He saves 2/3 of his money, so after that, so if we've got the 1,623.48 minus the 1,260, I've got the 48 left, I've got the 3 there, 12 from there, 5, 1, there's a 6, 3. £363 left. He saves 2/3, so that's a good amount. 2/3. When I see 2/3, I'll be writing 2/3 there. 363.48 times the 2/3. So again, I write it like this and then chuck it all in the calculator. Because I can easily see that 1/3 is going to be 123, so 2/3 is 240. I meant 121. So 2/3 is 242.32. So if he's managed to save that nearest pound, money left over, how much we save in a year? So we're talking 1 year is 12 months. Just put line somewhere. 12 months a year. Now, here's a question. When do we do rounding? It says, give your answer rounded to the nearest pound. It's not saying round and then you answer. I'm thinking I would round the amount of savings. I was thinking, oh, I'll save £240 or £245, but it says round, give your answer rounded, so we don't round yet. 242.32 times the 12 months in a year equals 2907.84. Okay, round to the nearest pounds, 0.8 makes it go up, so we're talking 2908, which is nice. Okay, let's have a look at the marking. That one, take away that one, is at 365, and then we've got 2/3 of it, which is this one, times by 12, which is that one. Yep, that's exactly what we've done. Alternate method. Okay. What the alternate method is saying is, like, say if you tackle this question this way like I've done it, you're good, but it's saying another person might think, well, let's change everything into a yearly amount and then work it out. That's interesting that they've got different answers there. Oh, I don't know what this number is, but this number's the same. This must be a typing error. Ah, yeah. Okay, well done. We finished. Yay! Okay, I've said we finished, and then I thought about add something at the end. So work out your scores. Just as accurately as you can is fine. Doesn't matter if it's totally. It just gives me a real good indication of what you got right, where you are. Now on the front, I think it's worth you making a note of which questions you got wrong. Making a note of words that you didn't know. So if you think at the beginning we had the words reflect, obtuse, and acute. Not majorly important because that was only worth 1 mark, but make a note of it. It's interesting to see what kind of errors you make. How was your bar chart? On 9B, I worked it out. The daily cost of each one rather than the whole over 4 days. I lost, someone might have lost marks because they didn't have a tractor. Question 10B, that was confusing about flying on a Friday and coming back on a Saturday. The trip to the concert, I would have got that wrong because I would have left at 5:30, not 5:35. Okay, but I think on my answer sheet I showed both answers. I think it let me off that. Okay. Yeah. So, like I said, on the front, write what kind of errors you make because I can find that certain people make certain errors. I could say Gigi, he might forget his 2 decimal places for pounds. Looks like it's not an issue. Okay, thank you, well done. Bye bye.